here to talk about August 14th, 2024. Do you have any plans for that day? Well, it's going to be an interesting configuration in the sky, and I can show you here this drawing. So we're going to have Mars and Jupiter conjunct in Gemini, which is amazing in and of itself. As we see, there's going to be inflammation in the throats of mankind because Gemini lives in the throat chakra. So there's going to be inflammation in a very grand way because Jupiter expands whatever it touches. So we're going to get a lot of in the throat chakras of mankind. So there's going to be a lot of energy. See, I drew this down. This is the sun eye and the moon eye. What this drawing is I don't know if some of you know this, but the caduceus, which is those snakes that travel down the staff, this is the sun eye and the moon eye, and then the energy channels that go down the body of man. So, it was Hippocrates who said, and a doctor who is not an astrologer is but a fool. So ancient doctors knew about the sun and moon and the energy bodies that travel down. And so we get this energy system. So that's what this drawing is. This is the drawing of the energies in a human. Here's the sun eye and the moon eye, and then the energy channels going down. So as I've drawn here, there's this big amount of energy in the throat chakra. That's this blue. That's why it's blue, is the throat chakra is blue and Gemini is blue. And it's just, now some people give Gemini yellow, but that's not actually what I've noticed. When the sun goes into Gemini every year, the energy gets bright blue, the sky gets bright blue, and the throat chakra lives here and it's blue. So anyways, we get this inflamed blue throat chakra in Gemini here. So what we can expect with the Mars-Jupiter conjunction is just a lot of energy. Now, Gemini goes all the way down the arms and hands to the fingers. So we might see a lot of typing, talking, writing in a journal, typing, texting, calling and talking is also, that works. So we're going to get a lot of that. And, why do I draw things in the physical body? Well, if we're going to be making predictions, which is looking into the future to say, what are people going to be acting like? I have to get into the body of mankind and say, how are people going to be feeling? That's why I always take it to the body level. How astrology affects the physical body is a whole study. In Judith Hill's book, The Astrological Body Types, we actually see the charts getting in bodies, and that's just a whole study. I mean, humans are said to grow in a helix of light, and the transits affect that helix of light, and then they come down into the body and affect how we're growing. So anyways, the point is that, this Mars-Jupiter in Gemini, I'm predicting that people are just going to be like super talkative. Oh my God, I'm just talking, and my throat chakra is just spinning, and I just got not talking, and I can't stop typing, and I'm texting, and I'm not calling, and I'm reading a book, and there's just going to be a lot going on there. Is a Mars-Jupiter conjunction in Gemini bad? I guess if you're not a maximalist, me and my friends, we are just super into maximal expression. We're like, oh my God, this transit's going to be interesting. We won't be able to stop talking. I just can't wait for it. I love hearty transits like this. I can't wait for the Mars-Jupiter conjunction. In fact, I'm already feeling it because Mars is now at 5 Gemini and Jupiter's at 13 Gemini. But on August 14th, they're going to be exactly conjunct. So it's like now until August 14th, we're just going to see tons of talking. But you can already see me doing it in this video. I'm just talking so fast. I'm a Gemini rising, so it's in my first house. And here I go, talking. Anyway, so if you're afraid of maximal talking, then you might not like the transit. But I think talking is great. I think being overtalked is a great thing. And if my friends overtalk me, I will not get mad at them. Okay. All right. Now, the second part of the transit that we're coming into on this August 14th day is that this Mars-Jupiter is going to be square Saturn in Pisces. Exactly. Jupiter's going to be at 16. Mars is going to be at 16, and Saturn's going to be at 17. That's an exact square. So, okay. So what does it mean that all this talkative energy is square to Saturn? Well, let me get out my list of Saturn and Pisces things. This is just a list I made. So what does Saturn and Pisces stress us out about? Because Saturn stresses us out about some topics. So let's see. I have structuring global communities, noticing when the vibes are not perfect. One of the things about Pisces is it wants to structure global communities in a way that everyone feels good. That's Pisces. It's like the global waters. It's the global feelings, right? Whereas like Aquarius is a global sign, but it's global intellectual, where it's like, what's everyone thinking? What's everyone thinking? That's Aquarius. But with Pisces, like, what's everyone feeling? So with Saturn and Pisces, we might be stressed about everyone's feelings at once. Like, how's everyone doing? You guys liking the music? You liking the class? Is everyone feeling good? Okay, so if the vibes aren't perfect, we're gonna notice that. Like we might be teaching a class and be like, little Tommy over there, it seems like he's not having the best day. What's going on? Like we're gonna notice every little vibrational problem in our group, and that's Saturn and Pisces stuff. Now Saturn and Pisces wants us to take care of everyone's emotional needs at once. Doesn't that seem impossible? Some people say you can't take care of every emotional need at once. Well, you can. If there's a crowd of people who are upset, you can play a song, and that song, permeates through the hearts of mankind in that room. So I think we can clear hard vibes. We just have to get creative. Saturn in Pisces works on spiritual perfection. One of the ways that people clear hard feelings in a room is through prayer. You might say, a classic one is the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. You probably feel a little bit better about whatever you're going through. That's a prayer. So we can clear emotions in a whole room with things like prayer. The point is that Saturn in Pisces is looking for spiritual perfection. All right, setting spiritual goals might be a Saturn and Pisces thing. One of the big things we're studying around here at the Moyer Press is manifestation theory, where we're all setting goals for our spirit. We're reading books like Scripting the Life You Want, Manifest Your Dreams with Pen and Paper. That's Saturn and Pisces behavior. It's like stressed about your life dreams, manifest your life dreams, work towards your life dreams. You got a vision? Let's solve it. So that's Saturn and Pisces stuff. Setting spiritual goals. Okay, finding spiritual structure. At the Moyer Press, we're reading the Course in Miracles every Sunday. So we're having our church or whatever, which is to read this thing every Sunday, and we're finding structure around our spiritual development, and that would be Saturn and Pisces. Getting spiritually or emotionally unstuck. So, if I guess what we would say that the dangers around a Mars Jupiter square Saturn is that we're talking about every place we're stuck, or like where are we not accomplishing our dreams, or like what's not happening, or like like where the vibe's not perfect, or like, so we might be obsessing on the Saturn struggles of like, my outfit's not perfect, my hair's not perfect, my smell or my incense isn't perfect, my like that would be Saturn and Pisces struggles. And the Mars Jupiter would just make a lot of talking about it. So I think there's some danger to this transit, but it's not the worst transit we've ever seen. I don't see anyone like, there's not going to be like physical fights in the street. It's going to be like, Facebook conversations and things like that about things like spirit. Now, what are some mood enhancers for the Saturn part of this? Incense, music, colors, sounds, chimes, prayer, bird feeders, intercession, which is praying for another person, crystal grids, pendulums, divinity, church. Okay, I'm sorry, that's a really long list. But I will say that we can talk about things like this as the Mars Jupiter squares the Saturn. So we can be like, can we get some good incense around here, and what music would be perfect for this, and what colors do we need, and what sounds or tones do we need? Like, start tripping on like everything about vibe. Here I'll put this list up here. We can look at this list, take a screenshot. So you can be tripping on all things in this list, right? And that would be a good use of the energy of like Mars, Jupiter in Gemini. Let's trip on, let's talk about like every little thing about it. So I think that's what we're going to see. Now, let's be thorough since we're making a vid. Let's see, how does Jupiter and Gemini grow? So I have this list of Jupiter and Gemini growth. Here, maybe you want to take a screenshot of this. Okay. Anyway, we can grow through language, new words, emails, articles, books, texting, talking, interpretation, lectures, classes, monologues, journals, Facebook, handwriting, typewriters. You get the idea. It's like, I want to see you with Mars and Jupiter on in Gemini. I want to see you on your Facebook, and then you're on your YouTube, and then you're on your in your journal, and then you're making up new words, you're looking in the dictionary, now you're emailing somebody, now you're writing an article, now you're reading a book. Like, let's just go like mega on this transit. Okay, let's just do all the talking about vibe, because we've been struggling with Saturn and Pisces for a long time now. It's just like, not everything's perfect, not everything's perfect. But with this transit, we can make a bunch of new language. We can just like hit this, like, bam. Okay. Now, what about the Venus in Virgo? This is a T-square, you guys. August 14th, T-square. Venus in Virgo ends the thing, and it's just beautiful. Let's actually look in our ephemeris to see the exact dates that Venus in Virgo. Look at my ephemeris. It's so well used. I don't even have a cover on it. Okay, so August 14th of 2024, or let's look at that. So on August 14th, Venus is actually at 11 Virgo. So on the 14th, when these are exact, Venus is just coming up to bless the whole thing with some Virgo activity. And so Venus hits the T-square all the way until August 19th. Did you get that? August 19th. So from the 14th to the 19th, after this T-square, we get Venus and Virgo cleaning up shop, coming through. Okay, so what is Venus and Virgo? Well, this is like detail work, detail carpentry, all the real life things that we need to do in order to make all this stuff happen. Maybe we riffed on all these sounds, tones, and music. We're like, now the Venus and Virgo comes in, we're like, we're creating a Spotify playlist, and we're getting a YouTube playlist over here, and I got a new journal for you, and like, you're manifesting this, so I got you this. And like, so Venus and Virgo is very practical. It's like, what do we need on Earth? What are the real things we need to beautify this equation and make it happen? You know, I think this T-square is a super good opportunity. Okay, look at what you have at these degrees. 16, 17, what is in there for you of the mutable signs? Because this is an opportunity, this T-square. It's going to be amazing, especially with Venus and Virgo, like, ending the whole thing. Okay, so it's like, this is an opportunity for really riffing on how to make things perfect spiritually and in vibration, and then we're going to do all the detail work to make it happen. And like, I don't want you to miss this transit. The biggest thing is, don't miss this transit. August 14th through the 19th, we're doing some work. Our souls are up, okay? And it's actually starting now, because Mars is kind of heading in. Mars is getting in orb of this thing, and that's why I'm making this video now, is I want to make sure you guys use the energy from now until the 19th to really do some good work. Let's pause a moment. Share this video with friends. Share it with anyone who has something at between like 16 and 19 or 14 and 19 mutable. Like, we're really in the pocket there. So it's like, if you know anyone with any planets around the middle of the mutables, share this with them. Okay. All right. Let's I'm looking at my list now. I take some notes. I haven't even looked at my notes yet. So let's just see. Mars Jupiter conjunction in Gemini. Okay. Now, I want to talk about the possible maladies of this. I want to go back to what might be hard about the Mars Jupiter. Well, if you focus this energy on one person alone, let's say you're in a codependent relationship and you like do everything with your partner. I'm like, all right, you're going to focus all that Mars Jupiter on that one person. Ooh, like, it's just like, now I'm talking to you and I'm making a monologue and like, you need to do this. And like, one person can't deal with that. Okay. So the best thing to do with a Mars Jupiter is focus it on like 20 people or 100 people. You know, that's why you're Facebooking, now you're emailing, now you're texting, now you're talking to your partner, now you're reading a book. Like, when we have a big maximal energy, what we do is we spread it out across a lot of areas, and then all of a sudden it's no longer pathological in any way. So that's the first lesson, is spread this energy out. But if you focus on one person, you might be over talking them, interfering with what they're saying, interrupting them, not listening, monologuing at them. These are the dangers of Mars, Jupiter, and Gemini. You could be over exuberant. You could be almost yelling. Look, I'm totally living out the transit. This is so meta. Anyways, you could be talking and talking about the news. Like, that's what a lot of people are doing. I heard them at the bar. They're just like, and Donald Trump and Kamala and Donald Trump and Kamala. I'm like, I'm not saying it's a waste of a Mars, Jupiter, and Gemini, but it's like, is that really what you're going to talk about? I don't know. Like, I hate DT. Donald Trump, DT. He gets all the attention on this Mars, Jupiter. No! Focusing on your dreams. Manifest your dreams. Let's read the book Scripting the Life You Want. Manifest your dreams with just pen and paper. Now that's a good use of this transit. Okay. Now, let's really say if we focus this energy on 20 people, what are the good uses of it? Moving mountains with your talking. Reading 10 books. You could just become way smarter. Writing in your journal or your blog. Let's say you're a blogger. Let's write 20 weeks of blog posts, and then you can just bam, 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 share them later. Making content, writing a marketing plan. I like when we have these really intense thinking transits, what I like to do is write plans for weeks to come or months to come. It's like if you're trying to be an astrologer for money, write a bunch of marketing content right now that will get you readings. Client acquisition is a big thing with astrologers. It's like, write content that will help you. If you're a teacher, you could write a lesson plan. If you're an author, you could write a manuscript. That's how much energy there is. So have faith in the words. We're using them to manifest. We're going to be funny. I already made like 10 jokes in this video. I'm rocking this transit. All right. I'll be rocking every transit. That's what you'll see. I always go with the flow. Okay. Sorry, that was a narcissist moment. No, I've just been studying transits so long that I'm not like, what's going to happen to me? I'm like, how am I going to rock this one? It's just a mindset. It's just a little mindset tweak. Okay. Now, let's talk about the Mars-Jupiter square Saturn. What would happen if this was unbridled and not really used in a great way? Well, you could be editing everything while you're talking. You could be talking to people and be like, well, your dream's not very good. And like, that's a bad idea. I mean, maybe they need a little tweak, but like, you don't want to be mean. You could be obsessing about just like everything that's wrong with this country, or how this is one I hear, how like everything's going bad, and if we don't get DT out of here, then the children are going to be starving in 10 years and stuff. It's like being like nihilistic is very negative use of a Saturn in Pisces. Criticizing the world itself, the God, being mad at God. If there was a God, he never would have created Donald Trump, or they never would have created Donald Trump. Well, he has been quite entertaining. All right, I'll say that. Okay, you could be fighting with God or divinity or the universe, and just be like, why, God, why? Or no, God, no. Or like, no, you don't exist. Or like, even though God does exist in language, the word God does exist. You cannot say the word God doesn't exist. I mean, sorry, that was me fighting for God. Because you might be fighting against God right now. Okay. Being annoyed with tones, smells, sounds, flavors, colors. Just being annoyed at everything. Just being like, this doesn't smell good, this doesn't sound good, I don't like how this is, like, blah, 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 blah. That could be a bad use of the square to Saturn. Okay, so what are the best use cases of the Mars-Jupiter square Saturn? Let's look at it again. Mars-Jupiter square Saturn. It's really hard to point in this fashion. Okay, anyway. All right, what are the best use cases of it? Aggressive praying. That you'd be like, instead of fighting against God, you'd be like, God, thank you for this, thank you for that, thank you for this, thank you for that. Oh my God, praying. Okay, making a book cover. That would be like creating the imagery around your book. That would be very Saturn and Pisces, creating a perfect vibe for the concept. Editing your book. Studying the Course in Miracles is a very Saturn and Pisces. Like, you could aggressively read the first 50 lessons of the Course in Miracles. Writing your journal aggressively. God, what is your will for this? Universe, what is your will for this? If you don't like the concept of God, you could write about your concept of a higher power. Like, what is my higher power? What is my higher power? Because with Saturn and Pisces, we want to get right with our higher power. Because Pisces is divinity. It's like all things divine. Yeah, I love the prompt, God, what is your will for X? Or universe, what is your will for X? So if you say like, you could say, universe, what is your will for my use of this transit? You could write a love story. You could write a beautiful story. you know, you could make life better through words in general. So I think a good use of a square to Saturn is to make a better situation instead of critiquing everything. Would be to be like, and that's actually a manifesting trick. Like if you're worried about something, let's say you say, I'm worried about Donald Trump ruining our life. Then you manifest the opposite thing. You're saying life is beautiful and grand. Life is magical and beautiful. Life is perfect, magical, and beautiful. And like you basically manifest the thing that you're wanting instead of the thing you're scared of. So that's like a mind trick. So that's what we want to do with this square is move it over. Now, the last thing I'll say about that Venus and Virgo piece of it is let's use that to add in the detail work. It's a great end of the story. We're going to fill in what exactly you would like to see happen on Earth. And just add in the details of the books you want to read, the videos you want to read. You add details to your content that you're making. We're going to do detail work with that Virgo. All right. Well, thanks for listening to all this information about the T-squared. The last thing I have for you is a 4-tiered approach to your philosophy for dealing with the transit. There's 4 options. We can fade it out, just let it happen. We can provide temperance. That's my favorite thing about planets in transit. I love this book. He's always giving a temperance approach to any transit. So that would be like the Robert Hand approach. Remedies, you know, then we can take a remedy approach and then a mega manifestation approach. Okay, so here I'll show you the list. Oops. Okay, there's the list. Okay, what's the faded out option here? Just let it pass. Talk and talk and talk and talk. Just let yourself talk about whatever you want to talk about. Just let it flow. That would be the faded out pass. So you just know that there's going to be a lot of talking. You're going to witness it all. You're going to just walk through it. You're just going to fade it out. Like, all right, universe, have your way with me in this. I'm just going to talk and talk. And whatever comes out, I'm just going to be here with it. I'm just going to be zen as I just walk through it. Okay. So that's one option, is to fade it out. The second option is temperance. Okay, this is Robert Hand would be saying, don't talk so much. You're over talking. Rein in your talking. With the Mars Jupiter, you're over talking, so you got to rein it in. So try not to over talk. Try to just be cool. Just be cool. If you feel like your mind's racing, just try to chill and ground and all that kind of stuff. Be temperate about the energy. You know there's an over talking vibe, so just be temperate. I'm like not super into behaving. I'm like, I'm not going to be temperate. I'm just going to be crazy. I'm going to do the transit. I'm just going to talk so much. Like, I'm not listening to you, Robert Hand. I love Planets in Transit so much. Did I mention that I love Planets in Transit? It's my favorite astrology book ever. Well, okay, that and Astrological Body Types. These two are my babies. I love them. I use them a lot. Okay. All right. The next one is remedies. Okay. Remedies would be, we could put some gems on the over exuberant throat chakra. So I was thinking, what gems stop energy flow or cut down on energy flow? I'm gonna actually have to look this up. 15 calming crystals. Okay, I'm gonna say obsidian. I'm looking it up. Now, I'm not the stone expert, but I'm a theoretician, so I'm looking it up. Obsidian is highly regarded as a protective stone, known for its ability to block, absorb, and transform negative energy. So I'm thinking of wearing an obsidian necklace, like a ring of obsidian that would maybe temper the throat chakra. So like something blocking any negative use of the energy. So try obsidian on the throat chakra. For you stone people, put in the comments below, what stone would you put on the throat chakra to block all this energy or hamper or temper the energy? That would be a remedy approach, is trying to remedy this thing. Maybe we put like 10 mirrors facing inward. No, I don't know. Like, then we'd have all this energy building up inside. Like, I don't know. I'm not a gem expert, but hey, put in the comments below, what would you do to block energy? So, other remedies would be to hang out with very positive friends where you have positive Mercury aspects and you have a really good communication thing going on with them. So that would be a good remedy. Channeling it into effective activities that don't hurt anyone, like writing in your journal a lot, writing a manuscript of a book. Like, instead of talking at someone and over talking them, write all those words onto somewhere where it would be good or appropriate, a good use of the energy, which we dealt a lot with in this video. Okay. The last option, and my favorite, is mega manifestation. Let's use the energy to its a maximal effect. Let's just like 1,000 words. Like, let's send 1,000 emails and like Facebook with 1,000 things. And make a bunch of content for our YouTube and write a manuscript for a paper and talk to our friends and text everyone. Let's just flow all this talking energy on the world and just manifest and manifest and manifest and manifest. It makes me think of years ago when my friend, I won't name their name, but he has Jupiter and Gemini in the first house, and he was in his Jupiter return, and he went to Norwalk and made like 100 podcasts of astrologers. That was mega manifestation of Jupiter and Gemini. Let's see 100 podcasts. Let's see 100 videos. Let's see 100 texts and blog posts. That would be mega manifestation. And though we want to use that energy for good things, so building a better spiritual life, building a better relationship with God, building a better vibe, building a better mood, like build with your words. All right. Thank you for listening. And remember, share this video. All right. Have a good day.